The social entrepreneur tries to tackle failure
Okay.
or problems in the community or challenges. And there are three kinds of challenges. The first one is market failure.
Okay.
Market failure is when a business fails to provide its social responsibility. And I'll give an example in UK. In the UK today, 1 in 4 people at one time were financially excluded. They
Okay.
could not open a bank account. And because they could not open a bank account, they were pushed into the hands of loan sharks
Mm.
who would give them money or help them and then charge them exorbitant amounts, whereby they were put into poverty. Imagine someone earning £100 a week, and he would have to go and cash his check at a pawnbroker and give away £10, £20.
Yeah.
Now that will have an impact on his family, looking
Yeah.
after his family or her family. So the social entrepreneur tries to address market failure where
Okay.
businesses have failed society. So
Okay.
an example in the UK and is a microcredit, a credit union.
Okay.
So a credit union is a bank, but is set up to help people that the banks have excluded.
Mm.
So
We need that very much in Africa.
yeah. So that's, but some are coming up
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
MFIs, microfinance, some of them,
Yeah.
but yeah. The other one is, so that's the first one. The second failure is governmental failure.
Okay.
And I think that's the one we need a lot in
Well, no,
in
we
Africa.
need everything.
Yeah. So governmental failure is where the government fails to provide the basic goods and services for
Mm.
the people. Hospitals, schools, roads, water. The government fails in these areas. Sometimes the government has the money, but due to corruption, they siphon money meant for these purposes. So what happens? The social entrepreneur steps in
Mm.
and tries to mitigate these challenges. So that's governmental failure.
Okay.
And then I think I extended this last one highly in my work. In some of the research I'm doing, is called societal failure.
Okay.
Society has failed sometimes. For instance, if you look at in Africa, people that have been affected by mental health
Mm.
have been failed by society.
Okay.
They have been stigmatized.
Mm.
People with disability, those kind of things,
Mm.
you say,
Mm.
oh, stigmatization and all that is society failure. Now, for instance, it took a young lady from Scotland to travel all the way to Igbo land and eastern Nigeria to stop the killing of twins.
Yeah.
That's what we call societal failure.
Mm.
But that was about 200 or 100 years ago. But
Over to
today,
yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
today, one of the societal failures we have in Africa, especially in Nigeria, is the get rich quick, you know, the
Mentality.
value mentality,
Yeah.
or where we value, when someone has money, we celebrate them, regardless of how they got their
Got
money,
the money.
regardless of where they got. It's a societal failure.
Yeah.
And a social entrepreneur would try to tackle that problem,
Mm.
will go in and try to. Now, how do they tackle it? They look at an entrepreneur is someone who is creative, innovative, and determined
Yeah.
to solve a problem. And
Yeah.
they look for various ways of doing it. I was just speaking about a project I'm running right now, and I was speaking to someone yesterday where we are running the project in Nigeria. And they said a lot of young boys are now interested in a drug called Urumiri, and they don't want to
Mm.
do anything. That they're taking these drugs, and their brain is just messed up. They can't work. They're just going about, stealing in the farms. I was talking with my sister. There's farms where she goes and plants things. She was telling me that they just waiting. She heard someone came and reported to her. They said, "I know where I'm going to eat corn this season." Can you believe it?
So
So
she will plant, they will eat. Kai.
So she told me that she asked someone to plant five. The person planted
Yeah.
yam tubers for her, and then when she was going to the farm, she realized that three of the yams were not growing; they were not germinating. So she said, "What's going on here?" And she went and dug it, and the yam was not there. Now, as a social entrepreneur, I said, I want all those boys.
Mm.
I want to work with them. Is there anybody that I could find
Yeah.
that I could empower to start working with those boys and take them out of this? That's the role of a social entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of, I hope I
see,
communicated it.
I like the kind of your explanation and the examples you just gave. See,